Alright guys, hello, this is Kyle and welcome back to another video by DissociaDID. Our patrons from the wonderful DissociaDID Patreon have asked for me to do a Meet the ALTERS video, so that's what I'm doing for you now. So what is this video? This video is a Meet the ALTERS video, which means that I'm going to tell you about me. My name is Kyle. I'm the primary protector in the DissociaDID system. I'm going to tell you about what that means. Basically, a primary protector is the alter in a system that looks out for everybody, I guess. We are the first point of contact for looking after and out for the system and making sure the system's safe. Now, that can mean that we're keeping the system safe internally, externally, as much as possible. For me, that means I know pretty much everything that goes on in the system. I'm 19 years old, but the thing is with ALTERS ages is that it can get a bit funny. Sometimes ages represent a time in the life of an alter where they got stuck or they were formed. Sometimes it just seems to be random. For me, I identify as being 19 years old, but my intelligence and the way my brain works, I have the maturity of somebody much older than that. So some of you may be familiar with me on this channel. I've done a my alter does my makeup video, which people seem to find quite amusing. If you want to watch that, you can see that up there. I've been around for a long time. I've been around in the system for many, many years. I've been around since way before Chloe knew that she had the ID. Since before most of the alters that we have now were formed. I've been around from the start. And some of my duties involve making sure that people, alters, are doing what they need to be doing, making sure that everyone's happy. You could kind of call me like the boss of the system if you want. Like, technically Chloe's like the figurehead and I'm the boss, I'm the manager who makes sure that everyone's doing what they need to be doing to make sure that everything goes well and that everybody's happy. So if somebody fronting is in trouble, I'll be the first person to step forward. Unless it's like a physical attack, in which case Ruby would step forward, or if it needs a really scathing tongue, then that would be Jade's area of expertise. But other than that, if something's going wrong, that's my job to figure it out, internal or external. I'm generally around in the inner world a lot, making sure that everybody's alright. If somebody goes missing in the inner world, I'll go find them. If the littles need to be put to bed, Chloe alright or Sally will be putting them to bed, you know. What do I look like? I've got black hair that is like spiky at the front. I have a bit of a quiff. I've got a small nose, probably lips about the same size as this, blue eyes. Shut up. Shut up. Shush. Oh man. Wait, I've got to cover up this bird. Hold on. Shut up. Right, alright. You've got to be quiet, mate. I've got to film video. Sorry. Here, look, I'm going to put you under your blanket. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Shh. It's alright. Just need you to be quiet for a little while. Come out in a minute. Right. Are you kidding me? Right, okay. I'm about 5'10". I like to wear hoodies. I like to wear hats a lot. This is my hoodie that I got for Christmas for me, nice man's clothing. Yeah, like I said, I've been around for a long time, right? I've been through some changes over the years, right? I used to be a bit of a dickhead. I used to be a bit of a dickhead. and it ain't something I'm proud of. But protectors come with, we get a lot of responsibility, and you know, just like anyone, we didn't ask to be like created, made, born into this world. We didn't ask for what we got, right? When I was coming to terms with the reality that I ain't ever gonna have my own life, I ain't ever gonna have my own body, I ain't ever gonna be in a relationship with somebody who I love in the way I want to, because I ain't got my own body. I ain't ever going to be able to, you know, go into law, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go into law. But what I do got to do is look after our system. And I will always look after our system. Now, a lot of you know me as quite a chill, laid-back guy, and I am quite a chill, laid-back guy. You know, like, I like to laugh. I like my memes. I try not to take life too seriously. Like, I like a bit of a giggle now and then, but I do have a lot on my shoulders, and I do have to make a lot of really difficult decisions in the system. I mean, at one point there was too many of us and there was too much going on, and I had to put one of the littles and a few of our alters, I had to put them to sleep for a little while, and they went dormant, and that was my decision that had to be made. Don't regret it. I think that it was important. It wasn't done against their will, but you know, stuff like that takes a lot out of you. You know, knowing that at the end of the day, anything that happens in the system is my responsibility to deal with. Like, I'm like the last and the first point of contact, you know. I've got to make sure things stay shipshape. So when I was first coming to terms with all this, right, I was frustrated with Chloe. I was. She didn't know I was real. She thought, I don't even know what she thought. She weren't taking it seriously, right? That was how it should have been. Like, with DID, there's a reason that the hosts and sometimes other alters don't know that they're sharing a body. And it's all about survival. It's about staying safe. There's a reason why you're not supposed to know what's going on, because you wouldn't be able to live with it otherwise. You wouldn't be able to deal with that kind of pain and still be able to live a normal life. Like, but I knew. And I had to deal with some abusers myself. And I had to look after Chloe, and I had to look after the inner world as well. And that was a lot for a kid. It's a lot for any kid. But that ain't no excuse for being a dick. I was never a persecutor, but I was a bit of an arse. I was a bit of an arse. Relationships between system members can get difficult, can get strained sometimes. You know, there's a lot that goes on that's complex within system life that single people with one integrated personality ain't ever even going to think about, let alone have to deal with. I mean, fuck, like, I was frustrated because I felt like Chloe was weak. I felt like if she was stronger as the host, none of this stuff would be happening. That maybe I wouldn't have so much on my shoulders. That, you know, maybe none of this, if she'd have been stronger in the first place, none of this would have happened, you know, like, but that's not what it's like. We were both kids. Chloe plays her role in the system. She plays it really fucking well. Better than ever now that she's aware and she's taken that on board. Chloe's more than just a host now. She's a protector like me. But I'm a primary protector. I've got a lot of stories to tell. I've seen a lot. Inner world and outer world. And it gets frustrating that people see me as this body, you know, like, people see me as a 22-year-old girl, like, oh, you know, what could she possibly know? Like, what could she possibly have seen? And I'm like, well, not she for a start. That's frustrating. I'm going to be making a video on dysphoria because I suffer the worst with dysphoria, apart from Gregory probably, but like, Gregory ain't out as much as me. Being a man in a girl's body, in a woman's body, that's It's a lot of challenges on its own, right? And I think that a lot of people underestimate me because of the kind of jokey, chill persona that I put across. And that is what I'm like. I'm very chill, I'm very relaxed. I do like to have a laugh and a bit of a flirt, you know, like, I like existing, I do. And we've been through some rough times. I've been through some rough times. All of us have been through some rough times, but I'm a dad to some of the littles in the system. I've officially adopted some of them. I've got some little girls. My little girls, who I love very much, and Chloe and I co-parent them. Some of them are my little girls and some of them are Chloe's little girls. They know her as mummy. They know me as Kyle. Sometimes they'll call me dad. They're my babies. Like, I love kids. I really love kids. You probably wouldn't think it looking at me and like hearing me talk, but I do. I've got a massive soft spot for kids. So I'm always making sure that like the littles are all right and that they're safe and they've got everything they need, and I spoil the hell out of them. I do. Chloe even more than me. To clear up, me and Chloe ain't in a relationship or anything like that. We've never been in a relationship. We wouldn't be able to do it, but we do co-parent. I'm single. I ain't in a relationship. Our system, as of this moment, is in a relationship with another system, and there are multiple relationships between our system and theirs, but I'm not one of them. So I'm a single boy, single dad. I'm intelligent. I know a lot of people think that I ain't based on my accent. And yeah, like the image I put across is a bit like, I don't know, like common gangster. I don't fucking know. Not gangster, shut up. But like, you know what I'm getting at. I did a lot of the science at school. We're all very intelligent. We share an intelligent brain. I am good at logic stuff. I like organising. I like being tidy, making lists and stuff. I like being in control and knowing what's going on and having plans. Chloe's much more on the, like, she likes having everything sorted out as well, so we get on well like that. But she's much more on the like literature side of stuff. So like, we were the highest achieving girl in our high school year. We got, you know, straight A's, A-star students. I took the science stuff, so we got our A-stars in that, 2 A-stars in that. At A-level, Chloe got an A-star in English literature, and I think we were the only person to get an A-star in that as well. I'm very logic-based thinker. I make my decisions based off facts. I have emotions, but I'm not like an emotional person. Like, Chloe's a very emotional person. Like, I'm a little bit further removed from that stuff. Like, and you may think, oh, why does it keep bringing up Chloe? It's because me and Chloe have the most like control over this system in terms of external stuff, at least. So like, we're like the two people who are the most kind of in control of how the system works, right, and what decisions are made. And everybody does need to make decisions together, and that's very important that we do. And when it comes to things like, I don't know, making important decisions that everybody needs their input on, everybody will come and give their opinion, and we've got like a panel of protectors, right? And we call us the executive protectors, and that's me, Jade, and Chloe, and we make the final decisions on that, on what happens. So it's a group decision, group vote, but you know, if it can't be decided on, then we'll decide between the 3 of us as the executive protectors, and that's how we work. You could kind of think of it as being not run like a business, but like, it's a democracy, but we've still got, you know, people at like the higher ends of power, sort of thing. That's how it works in our system, and I'm like up with Chloe at the very top. The roles we play are different, but we've both got like an equal amount of power. But you know, when it comes to final things, my decision is respected the most, because I'm the one who takes care of everybody, like in a physical way. Like, Chloe does what she can out here, but I'm in and out all the time. Like, people know who I am. You know, I'm the dad of the system. Like, I kept us safe as much as I can, and I have done for the last like, what, 19 years. Do I age? Yeah, I age. I do age. Slowly. So last year I was 18, now I'm 19. And like I said, that don't really relate to my intelligence or maturity. It's just a number. Like, anything is just a number. Like, I know people who are our age who've, you know, got the mental capacity of a 13-year-old, and you know, I know 13-year-olds who can have a really deep, long conversation with us, just like somebody who's 22 would, you know. Like, I like food. Food is a positive trigger for me, so often when we're around food, I'll front at least a little bit at the time, like especially if it's like pizza and like, you know, good food. Chinese food is a massive like positive trigger for me. A positive trigger is something that can like call forward an alter or like encourage an alter to front, but not in a negative way. So like a negative trigger would be like, for example, if someone started screaming and somebody switched out, then that would be because it's a negative trigger, you know, like somebody got triggered out sort of thing, which ain't a good thing. But a positive trigger is just like like for example, if one of our littles sees something, you know, really pink and fluffy, like a kid's thing, then they'll usually end up rocketing to the front pretty quick. But that don't mean that they're upset, and it don't mean that it's a bad thing, and it can be like, can be annoying and difficult to avoid, but like, that's just how stuff works, isn't it? Like, what's my accent? People might ask. I've got an Essex accent. Some people seem to be very opinionated on this and like, nah, Kyle, you've got a Cockney accent or a London accent. I think my accent is Essex, because we grew up in the same place. We've been in the same place all our lives, and we live in Essex. And like, some people around here are really, really well spoken. Like Sally's really, really well spoken in English. Like, but other people we know have got like this deep Essex kind of accent, and that's probably kind of where mine got picked up from, because in high school and stuff like that, I spent a lot of time out, because that's when a lot of the abuse was going on. And I had, you know, my abusers that were, I would have to take care of that, you know, like on Chloe's behalf, and then sometimes other people would have to. But I don't get triggered easily. Like, for example, if somebody does get triggered, I'm usually the person who will make sure they're okay, look after the body. Like the other night, I can't remember who it was. I reckon it was Chloe put it up on Twitter, and like how I looked after her and Omega, because they both had flashbacks at the same time. And I was like, right, I made sure Omega was all right, and I slipped into front with her. So we were co-con. Co-conscious means like two people kind of driving the body at once. Like sharing the steering wheel sort of thing. She was in the passenger seat, I was driving, I had one arm around her, if you're going to think of it like it's a car. And I made them some hot chocolate. I made sure they ate some food. I made sandwiches for them, and you know, I made sure we'd taken our medicine. And I was doing all this stuff, and I felt absolutely useless, like, even though I was doing all this stuff, right? Because there ain't nothing you can do to take away the pain of a memory. There ain't nothing you can do about that. You just got to ride it through, and it's awful to watch, and it's even worse to experience. But I was doing what I could, and it was just, she was crying and crying and crying, and I was thinking, oh Jesus, like, I just snapped. It was a bit of a bad day, and I thought, oh, f*** it. And I was looking in the fridge for something to put in a hot chocolate, and I found a can of whipped cream, and it was nearly empty. I just went, oh, self-care, all in my mouth till it was done, and that made a laugh, and it tasted pretty good. We were quite sick, so it probably weren't the best idea, but I mean, you know, it worked for a little bit, so like, problem solving. But yeah, I've got loads of stories about the system. I've got loads of stories about everybody in the system. I know everybody's secrets. I don't know everybody's secrets, but like, I know, like, me and Jade work together pretty well, because I am easy to get along with. I'm quite a chilled, laid-back guy, but that don't mean that you can walk over me, because I ain't that kind of person. Like, I'm a primary protector. I will step in and tell you to back off if necessary. Like, if Ruby don't beat me to it, or Jade. Yeah, that's me, I guess. My favourite colours are grey and blue. I like sky blue / navy blue. 19. I'm male, and I'm a systems primary protector. I don't go by labels for my sexuality, but the closest one would be pansexual, because I really don't care. Like, I'm attracted to people, not the body they come in. So it really doesn't matter to me at all. If I fancy someone, I fancy them, you know what? Like, I don't really care. But yeah. My name's Kyle, and this was my Meet the Alters video. If you want to know more about DID, or you want to meet the other alters in our system, then you can go ahead and have a look at our playlist, which will be linked at the end of this video. If you want to see some other videos I've been in, I'm sure Chloe will drop one up there. And if you want to understand how DID works and like the psychology behind it, why it's formed, is it definitely real, what's the proof, Chloe does this fantastic, and some of the others have joined in as well actually, it's a fantastic series called Debunking DID, where we debunk the stigmas and the inaccurate information that surrounds this disorder. So if you want to learn about that, please go check it out. I really hope you enjoyed this. I just want to pop in a really quick shout out as well while I'm talking about patrons to our patrons, because we are now filming on our brand new camera, which means that we ain't got no stupid autofocus going in and out anymore. So you guys are going to be happy about that. Thank you so much to our amazing patrons. You guys have really lifted our quality of life, and you've helped us to get to a better place and to have this amazing filming equipment so that we can make better quality stuff for you guys to watch, and so that we can spread our message further, right? Make it more enjoyable to learn about DID, because that's the whole reason why we do this, is to educate people and to reassure people that it ain't as scary as you might think. Yeah, it ain't no picnic, it ain't no walk in the park, and it ain't all sunshine and rainbows, but it's absolutely possible to live a happy life with DID. Thank you so much for supporting us. Right, everybody, see you later. Bye.